Welcome to our latest YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to discuss phrases or sayings that make agents panic. I've been in the industry for 25 years, just short of 25 years, and I've heard it all before. What you really want when you're selling a home is you want a buyer who's super communicative, really on the ball, all over you really, and that really gives you confidence. I just wanted to emphasise that understanding these comments can really help buyers and agents and sellers manage expectations better. So if you're really looking to secure a property, I would suggest you don't say any of these phrases that I'm about to discuss with you. Number one, we're not in a rush. When a buyer, actually, or a seller tells you that they're not in a rush, it potentially is a sign of indecision and that there might be potential delays. Certainly with buyers, that's the absolute last thing you want to hear. From a buyer, you want to hear that they need to move in as quickly as possible and that they are very, very proactive with solicitors, surveys, searches, all that sort of stuff. Also, losing momentum, it can be coupled with that phrase. So if someone is saying they're not in a rush, then really you could lose momentum and other opportunities for buyers that are also interested in the property. They may go and buy something else. Number two, we're just looking. This is often a sign of hesitation or uncommitted buyers. It would make me panic if a buyer said this. It would suggest that there might be a prolonged period of indiscussion. So we're just looking is not something you want to hear. We're not waiting for an offer. So that is a comment that some buyers would use, and it could indicate a lack of genuine interest in the property. We fear that it might lead to stagnation or mischances. So we're not waiting for an offer is something we never like to hear. This is a biggie. What's the lowest you'll accept? The majority of the homes that we sell at Storeys are mid to long-term family homes. And we always say to buyers, if you're looking to purchase a property that's a long-term family home, you shouldn't worry about spending an extra 10, 20, 30,000 to secure the house. If you're there for the long term, it will always grow in value, and that money will mean nothing in 30 years when the kids have flown the nest and you're looking to downsize. So if a buyer says to us, what's the lowest you'll accept? It's a tricky negotiation tactic really, because it makes me think they're not actually that much in love with the house. It makes you wonder if they're offering on other properties at the same time. And it makes us feel that negotiations, are already quite aggressive, and it doesn't, generally speaking, lead to a good outcome. So if you're really looking to secure a property, don't say to the agent, what's the lowest that you'll accept? Next one, we love it, but it's a bit out of our budget. This is frustrating because why are you viewing the house in the first place if it's out of your budget? And it gives us concerns over your finances. We worry that it's going to waste time because, can they actually afford the house if it's a bit out of their budget? So that's not something I would suggest you say. You need to make sure that you are only viewing properties that, fit within your budget. And that's going to give you the best chance of securing them. Next one, we need to think about it. Whenever a buyer says that, the first thing we think is, well, they are not committed. We've all bought and sold things. Most of us have bought and sold houses. And if you really, really love it, you don't need time to think about it because you just know that it's right for you. So if ever a buyer says we need time to think about it, that is a red flag. And it makes us think, well, they can't be that keen. If they're going off viewing other properties, they can't have fallen in love with it. So we need to think about it is never a phrase that we want to hear. We're just waiting for the right house to come on. So that's another cause for concern. If buyers are viewing lots of properties and they're saying that, it's a signal that they're continually delaying, and it would make us concerned that there's going to be a protracted sale process, or maybe even that they're looking at other properties as well as this one. So we're just waiting for the right house to come on is never something that we want to hear. So why do these comments cause concern? Well, one of the main reasons is that it causes concern over lost time and other opportunities to sell the property. We have a fear of the deal falling through at the last minute. If buyers are indecisive or any number of things, as I've already discussed, it does make you worry that it might fall through further down the line. It gives us cause for concern over managing clients' expectations. When our sellers think they've sold the house, we need to manage their expectations. And if buyers are coming up with these negative comments, then, it makes you think that it might not go through. And maintaining momentum is so important in the sale of a house. maintaining momentum is so important across life, but if you can keep momentum going and get it to exchange of contracts as quickly as possible, then it's legally binding for everyone. I suppose you might have a bit of anxiety over potential negotiations, turning sour if the buyer is using negative comments on a regular basis. Is that going to happen throughout the sale? Are they going to try and renegotiate further down the line? So managing these comments effectively requires experience and tact, and that's where you working with a experienced local agent is going to get you the absolute best result for your house. So how do we handle these situations? Well, at Storeys we will always endeavour to maintain professionalism and be calm throughout. No raised voices, no aggression at all. No shouting. You have to remain calm and professional at all time when we're dealing with such situations. We'll ask clarifying questions, to try and understand their concern. We'll always try and set clear timescales and expectations, and we'll always try and be transparent with everything that we're saying so that all parties know. But keeping communication open and regular is key. So if a buyer goes quiet on us at any stage, it's never good. If you're really trying to secure a house, then maintain communication at all times with the agent that you're buying through. So the key thing to understand if you're selling your home is that these comments, sadly, are quite a common occurrence, and generally speaking, they're manageable. We will always encourage buyers to be upfront, and we will always try and remain professional. We will always invite buyers to be as honest and open with us as possible at all times. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you got good value from that one. Please make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell notification for future videos. Bye.